It's just 1 week now until Hyperia opens. Some lucky people are getting to ride it today. But we're a week away, so in this video we're going to bring you the final update. The final Hyperia update. It's been building to this over the last 18 months. And we're going to show you sort of what we can around the area. And indeed also go through some of the procedures that we have in for opening week. Probably opening week, let's say opening day and weekend, but I have a feeling it's going to be through all half term. Let's go down and see what we can find. Here it is. We are approaching the end of the Hyperia construction, and as you can see, well, you might not be able to see now, but you might be able to see all the big boards are down. That's it. We said last time that the bark had been arriving on site, ready for landscaping, and landscaping continues around to the left of me, which we'll see shortly, and obviously to the right of me over towards the maintenance building area where the queue will stretch. A lot of the queue has been put in. You can see the floor has been tarmacked. I think it is sort of standard tarmac around the plaza area, and then the queue line is a little bit more resin, I believe. Final details now. It's just final details as we look over the Hyperia site. You can see the entrance is in. You can also see, and we will get close-ups to this, the queue lines as well. We could sort of see them last time, but you can see them even more now. We know the eye had been put on upside down, but that's round the right way now, which is good to see. And we have seen, as we said, people riding it. We would assume staff members are getting lucky to do so. But the area's come together so much in the last couple of weeks. Let's get some close-ups now of what's going on site. First over at the sign. And of course the entrance. And you can see as well the different entrances for single rider, fast track, normal and disability. They're all in the same area. Of course the sweet shop, or the good shop, likely ice creams over towards the station. We'll try and get over around the other side, but all this has been blocked off, but you can see sort of queue line fences. Some are still to be put in, but there's quite a lot already in as well. Come together really nicely. We do have some larger planting areas here. I would expect a little mini fence to be going across around the edge here, as obviously they are finishing off the edge paving, which is already in place. What will definitely be an extended queue line around the back. This is going to be absolutely full, probably this year, to be honest with you. I don't think there's going to be a good time to visit now until September to not queue for it. Obviously it's going to be a good time to visit to ride it. As you can come around here, as you can see, this area will be finished off as well. We did say fencing and everything in place around here, but it's definitely all about the planting and getting the presentation of the ride ready. Here we have the Fearless, the 236 Fearless gallery. So obviously you'll go into the photo area first before going into the merchandise shop. Very nicely finished as you walk down, and that path will lead from the exit over the back of the ride. So all the gates you see in the middle there, and squeeze through, are indeed queue line fences. It's going to have a long queue. Be interesting to see. We've not seen any like water effects or anything tested yet, and it still looks a little bit like there's work to do down there. It'll be interesting to see whether that's there for opening day or whether that comes a little bit later as they continue to work on the surrounding area. But I have to say, as they fit the rest of the trim to the shop here, which I imagine is part guttering as well, that'll finish off the shop nicely. This will all grow up, so we don't really need anything on here, no trim on here. And yeah, Fearless Island going to be home to a stunning ride. And of course we're going to have a look at Slammer in a minute as well. We know some clearing's begun over there. Let's see if we can spot anything down there. A quick look over here, because I think this will form part of Fearless Island, undoubtedly. Particularly with the toilets and the Burger King redone, you can see that work has begun down here on removing really the queue line of what was Slammer. Now the park have already confirmed that slammer will be removed during the closed season. Am I expecting a replacement for next year? Not next year, no. And I would still expect the building that was Black Mirror to be reused as a Halloween attraction. Possibly not from entering here, to be fair. That may well be from the Colossus fast track there, but we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. But work in clearing this is well underway. The area of closure has been extended out while they sort out the plaza. Just one train on today. It's going to be magnificent. Next time I come in, this will all be open, all be finished. Basking in the sun. There's Hyperia. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go over some of the procedures which the park are putting in place for opening of Hyperia to make it a little bit easier. It's not going to be a free-for-all down here, and it's worth remembering you won't be running to this ride. Both Samurai and Saw are closed today, all day, not just opening late, closed all day, which I wouldn't mind betting is something to do with the work going on Hyperia. It does seem quite strange for both of them to be shut otherwise. But let's go through some of the plans which the park have, which will involve the queue down here for opening time. The park obviously want to avoid a mass stampede to Hyperia, which is brilliant. It really is brilliant. So on opening day, and at least for the weekend, but I wouldn't mind betting as it's half term, probably throughout the half term, there will be separate sort of entrances into the park. Even from before baggage area, you will select on opening day, if you're part of the 236 club, and you got selected, well done, you will ride it first, and you'll go in on the left hand side with the disability and the entrance and make your way down here first. If you're not and you're queuing and you're wanting to ride Hyperia first, there'll be two queues on the right hand side. There'll be one to ride Hyperia and one for the rest of the park. Obviously the rest of the park will be let in to kind of go down by Colossus, sort of the top end down there by Rush, and of course down by the Swarm. If you're riding a Hyperia, you will be guided from the bridge. There'll be no running down here. There'll be no sort of taking a different route and hoping for the best. You will be guided down this route. So you'll come down the side of the bridge. You actually won't go through the dome, and you'll make your way down here where this will all be laid out down on Lakeview as a queue. You will then be taken to Hyperia to join the main queue. This will remain in place while the main queue can't handle the amount of people. Don't know how long that will be, obviously. If you look at Nemesis, it took a few hours, so you know this might be like it for a few hours, or of course it might be like it for quite a while if people are coming here especially for that beast. And then from the queue down here, which I think this area will only be open for Hyperia queue, you won't be able to walk along here. Normally I think for Saw you'll have to come over the Colossus bridge and down. You will then be walked down here towards the Hyperia entrance, where you can then separate for single rider or disability. So yeah, it's a really good plan. If you haven't looked at it, go onto their webpage, go onto their Facebook, go onto their YouTube, whichever one you want to go on, and have a look at the video if you're looking to ride Hyperia, particularly first on opening days. It opens 1 week today on the 24th of May. Can't wait. Genuinely can't wait. I want to thank everyone that's followed us through the construction of Hyperia over the last 18 plus months. It was only a year ago we were ending our Jumanji construction and our focus turned to Hyperia. Well, this one's coming to an end now, and I'm telling you, I can't wait. So thank you very much for joining us. I really hope you've enjoyed the coverage, and of course, stay with us for the opening of Hyperia.